Wes, how are we doing?
Good, good. The Bears are winning, so that's even a plus here. So we're watching the Bears in football, so all things are good right now.
Oh, very
Football,
nice. You know what? I totally forgot that there's another game on tonight.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Well, hopefully the Bears will
So,
go good. So, Wes,
been a
as we start talking about the barge, I just want to go up here and I just kind of want to start the conversation with this here. So this is the flyer for the barge. And as you can see, you kind of have an outfit here with a whole bunch of different items, right?
yeah,
And this barge is meant to go on the workbench, and it's something that you should be using kind of like every day throughout your normal rekeying or repair work, whatever it might be.
correct.
Awesome. So if you can first just kind of walk us through how
Sure.
did the barge come to be?
Well, in the last several years when I've done trade shows, a complaint from a lot of locksmiths was that, when they're working in their truck or if they're working in their shop or whatever, they just can't keep all their tools together. And I figured, okay, so when we found a little break between making some of the newer LockCaddies, we thought that we would make this. And what I did was, if you look at the flyer, I put whatever locations would be necessary for a locksmith in his truck, if you will. And what I did was on the backside of the barge, I put magnets. So they're top and bottom down here. And this would be so if your workbench and your truck was a metal top, this will hold it very good, so it won't slide around. And it also has, the dimples here, so in case you want to connect them, you can connect them. And there's screw holes there, so if you want to screw it down to a wood bench, you can do that. So it's kind of meant to be secured somewhere, and it's really meant. Probably the single most important thing is, everybody uses a lubricant to give the lock cylinder a squirt when he's done or whatever. So, I put a location for a can of whatever you use. I also, even in my own work, I'm always dropping the little spray spout or whatever. So there's a location for that on the LockCaddy. So you always have one available. So also, it wouldn't be a LockCaddy if I didn't. Oops, I'll do this. Put a location for tweezers. There's a location for 2 sets of tweezers. And if you look at the top of this, the large cavity is for giveaway key rings. Everybody has to, connect a couple of keys together. And if you have, instead of stealing key rings from other rings of keys or whatever, you can put yourself some, what do you call it? Some GAK4s, if I can use an HPC number or whatever. There's a location here for a key gauge or a leashy tool or a keypad or whatever, a key gauge. So everything here is really designed as, we made our brochure where you can put your go, no go tool. You could put cut keys up in here. You can put followers up here. You can also put an HPC do not duplicate stamp here. Down over here is for cams. I even put a couple of slots for shim stock. So in case you need to shim open a cylinder, there's a location for shim stock for you, whatever. So it's very well made. Again, it's designed to take, a straight can of lubricant, the different slots you can design on, what's comfortable for you. And you can also put in giveaway key rings so that you don't have to go back to your shop or whatever location and get a handful, put them in your pocket type thing. So really, this is something that customers have asked for, and I said, okay, and again, this is 3D printed. I called it the barge because it kind of looks like a boat going down a canal or something, but it will cover things that you want to have. And again, it's the first time ever I've put a magnet on the back of these things so it won't slip out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Wes, so is what I did, okay, is I was like, all right, so I'm gonna just pretend, I'm just gonna grab the LockCaddy Barge, and it's a perfect timing because I just got done building this new studio here, and so I'm like, let me actually just take all the tools on my bench and see if I can get them to fit and how much space savings I would have, right? And so I would like to, let me move this out of the way here and let me present to everyone this. As you can see, and I kind of want to go through a few things here. So first and foremost with the followers, like this is just our standard gold follower here. Of course, we got the one and the only mullet. We have the big bro right here. And I have a couple removal tools, the poker, I have a little scribe. You can see I do have some giveaway key rings in there. Got our key gauge. Got the brand new, actually, just now in stock, the brand new lifetime warranty Axiom entry pick gun. Pretty cool. And then just a bunch of a random assortment. I got some just setup keys. Here's a tension tool that Newhouse sent me. Tyler, what's up? Just a couple extra little things I had on my bench. And then now I normally use the large can of Houdini. Now the hole here for the large can of Houdini does not fit. But I'm like, there has to be some other really good uses. No, of course I can use a small can. A small can would fit. But I'm like, you know what? I don't know about all of you watching, and definitely let me know if you have kind of the same problem I have. But I tend to like having a lot of lock picks. I have this set, that set, the other one. And after a while, sometimes they can go quite a while if I'm not really into that one at the moment of just kind of really kind of losing it until I randomly find it. So I was like, you know what? For now, I'm just going to stick all of these random picks. I mean, I got HPC in here. I got some ProLock. I got some Southord. I mean, like you name it. It's kind of just like all the random stuff. And I don't know, Wes, I don't know if you've ever been guilty of this, but sometimes a pick is like the perfect thing to get in there on a lock. Not like to pick it, but like to get a little pin, little clip, little whatever. And so having all of these in here is pretty cool.
Sure.
And and lastly, okay, now these are not, let me do this at an angle here. These are not the LockCaddy tweezers, but these are two pairs of tweezers I had, and they did fit. Now they stick out the side. Like if you're going to put more LockCaddy things together, you're going to want to get for sure the LockCaddy pair, but these are just the standard TW and then the TZ1, and they definitely fit in here really good.
Good.
So it's pretty awesome. So no matter what tools you're using, you're going to find some good use out of this. And so, Wes, truly, I'm actually pretty impressed with all the stuff I could put in here. As you can tell, I can put more, right? Yeah. There's still room. So this was like 3 abandoned pick cases that I have, where it's like, I've taken a couple picks out and then taken a couple picks out of a couple other ones. And then these other ones have just been sitting in the toolbox. And this is just like all my abandons have now found a nice little place here, which is pretty cool. Sure. But yeah, I'm liking it. What I'm curious, everyone who's watching on live, what are you thinking? Hop onto something new, and I see a question we got to get to. It's an important one too. Now let's go on to the next tool that we're going to be talking about today. And that is the new LockCaddy Mega Tray SFIC. Now, we're going to be deep diving into this here in just a moment. So, Wes, if you want to kind of walk us through, same thing here. Here is your the flyer for it, kind of going over the tray. What made you come up with the idea? And then if you can kind of walk us through the features, please.
Sure. Again, I like to listen to the people that buy my product and use my product. And, the times that I've been working at your booth at different trade shows, I listen to people that use certain products, certain tools, certain jobs that, get kind of large, if you will. So I decided to make a tray where for the first offering is for small format best. Okay. And what you want to see is here, let me see if I can get it. Each individual location is done in a way that it gets caught or trapped in that location. And there's 30 on this side and 30 on this side. And then there's 5 up the center. Okay. On the sides of the tray, I'll go this way. Everybody, when they're in different locations, they'll always run out of the drivers. There's different drivers that you can use for between Arrow or Best or whatever Schlage, type locks. So this will hold 65 cores. You can set it up by individual jobs on each individual floor. And also everybody is pretty much aware, if you do small format, of this tool that, allows you to, to screw in a housing, and then there's the holes for the driver bars. And what I have done is I have put a hole in there in the tray to hold that tool. Okay. So again, I've designed it so that there are keys up here. We have our red cat key that will allow you to, also align the driver bars, but this will do small format and large format housings. So this is all designed, for a locksmith to load this up in a large situation. Now, frankly, it would not be a LockCaddy tool if you could not stack them. Okay. All of my LockCaddies can be stacked, whether you're for storage reasons or if you have multiple floors that you need to go to, you can stack them on top of each other. What I do want to take a quick second, which I'm kind of proud of. Okay, so what I have also made is a cover. Okay, so if you are going between floors, going on an elevator, or going over a threshold where things might get a little bumpy for you, or from your truck over a curb on a sidewalk type of a thing. So I created a cover for the small format. Okay. Now, I will be offering custom engraving for CLKsupplies, that if you want to buy a certain amount for your shop or whatever, and you want your company logo to be here or whatever, it's just a real nice touch if you're with your customer to show that. But again, this is for covering if you have 60 cores. I also put some nice scripts on the side so that when you're picking it up, it's not, sliding around. Okay. So this is, again, a LockCaddy product, brand new. I did just approve the making of a large format, core, which again, the holes would be, the slots would be different sizes or whatever. We'll see that in 4 or 5 weeks. And also, not to let the cat out of the bag, I've also approved a conventional mega tray that will take mortise cylinders, rim cylinders, and key and knob cylinders. Okay, so again, it would not be a LockCaddy product if we could not easily stack them and do the job and again, here is that tool in case, if you're pushing a cart around between doors, you can have that tool ready just to screw in the housing. You'll have locations for drivers and different tail pieces and different cams, and you'll have places for a control key or master key or user key, so you can sit there and not have to go back and forth to your truck for different products.
All right, so Wes, same thing with this one is what I did here. So here's the tray that I'm just going to take off for now and just set it aside. And I want to give everyone kind of like a real look into what this looks like here. So what I did, just so you can see, here are 10 6-pin cores right here. And this, what keyway is this? K is in kilo we got sitting in here. And so this is kind of what it looks like, what you can expect, how they move, how they don't move. And then here are the 7-pin cores, which are, these ones don't have it in the back. I don't know what they're. A, looks like A to me. But you can see what those look like. So you can see there's a little wiggle room here for the 7-pin or the 6-pin. The 7-pin are pretty locked in, and they do sit at one way or another. So you can move them over. Now they're angled this way, and that sort of thing. So it looks like the second one at the corner there. But yeah, that's kind of how it works. Notice I am interested in something though. Like right here, you do have a few that face up, right? And you can put it in there like that. Can you stamp in this position, or is it bad for the unit? Like, walk me through that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look down inside that cavity, the hole at the bottom is 2 levels.
Yep.
Okay, so because if you look at the back of the core itself is not flat. There's 2 levels. There's the barrel sticking a little bit further past
Correct.
than the top figure 8 portion. So yeah, again, I'm not going to tell you to use a 50-pound hammer to do it. You're going to ruin the face of the core. But yeah, if you need to do some stamping or change, instead of AA, you can make it 1 AA or 2 AA or whatever. So I just made that way. But, I try to load things up. If there's space, I'm going to utilize it. So that's why I added 6 more cores or 5 more cores in the center line there.
Okay, so this was like not necessarily made to be here for stamping, but just like a room to put 5 extra.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure on that. So, and of course you can see right over here, you can see the spots for tail pieces, for your cat turner. You can put some keys in here, and it's the same thing on the other side as well. Got some spots for some tail pieces, your tailpiece turner, and then some room for some keys if you so desire. And of course, got the lid. So there's still a little bit of space in there. I don't know if I can get too crazy with it, Wes. But anyways, yeah, so that's it, Wes. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Excited. Now, we did see some comments, people talking about the LFIC and the key and knob style. I don't have any cylinders handy, or I would just try to show people what they look like in there. But are you thinking that they won't fit, like only get this tray if you are working with SFIC?
Well, the LFIC tray and the conventional tray will mirror image the small format as far as it will stack on top of each other. The same cover works on it. Everything is exactly the same. So if you have a university or college that you're doing where one building is small format and the next building is conventional or something or whatever, you could stack them on top of each other, and you don't have to have separate covers. One cover fits everything. So again, that will probably be out 4 or 5 weeks by the time we go through quality control to make sure that we're making it. And we'll come out with you, PJ, and we can do 4.6 or something or whatever, and kind of do that an online thing.
Okay, very cool. Well, yeah, Wes, some cool new products you got coming out with. really useful. And, I think the overwhelming feedback from the very beginning, of the LockCaddy products is a lot of people really enjoy them and find a lot of use out of them. So pretty cool to see these new products come out. Wes, thanks for being on. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks for also hooking 2 people up today with one each of your new products there. So really appreciate that.
I'm glad. Very happy. Hope they enjoy using our tools.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you'll be seeing the barge I have sitting right back, I think about there here as soon as we're done. So yeah, good stuff.
Great.
All right. Well, Wes, have a good evening. Good luck to the Bears. All right. And I'm sure we'll be talking soon. Have a good one.
Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, we'll see you.